Good afternoon, this is Nottingham Girls High School with your BBC School Report. I'm Kitty.
And I'm Phoebe, and today is Thursday the 19th of March and our main headlines are self-driven cars, Six Nations and peregrine falcons.
First we have our global report with Tilly and Isabel.
Action. Hello, and welcome to the Global News. The Google director announced at the TED convention that he wants self-drive cars to be installed by 2020. The cars being planned won't have steering wheels or any of the functional controls of a normal car. However, they will have the ability to give the driver control if in an emergency. Despite this, the executive director of the Centre for Automotive Research feels that in the case of emergency, when drivers should take over, they may have forgotten the physical actions of driving. The new vehicles are said to reduce car accidents dramatically. Thank you. Back to the studio.
And cut.
Thank you, Tilly and Isabel. Now to our national report.
With Umna and Hannah about combat stress.
Combat Stress is a charity dedicated exclusively to the recovery of veterans with mental illnesses and are currently supporting over 5,600 veterans aged from 19 to 97. Their work is a vital lifeline for the treatment of individuals suffering from problems such as post-traumatic stress disorder, recreational drug use, alcohol misuse, and major depression, often leading to multiple suicide attempts. Combat Stress has established a repertoire of clinical services, including a national helpline, community and outreach, outpatient, residential, and rehabilitation services. Combat Stress has 94 years of experience in bringing operative and effective treatments that warrant veterans to get their lives back on track. What they now need is public support to lessen negative implications of seeking medical assistance, in addition to sustained funding for this crucial service. Thank you. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Amina and Hannah. Now we have Olivia on our second feature on tomorrow morning's solar eclipse and the relevant safety precautions.
On Friday 20th of March there will be a solar eclipse. Though it will not be a full one, as in London there will be 85% coverage of the sun. But if you're in the Faroe Islands off the coast of Scotland, there will be 6% of the sun showing. The eclipse will start at 8:45 a.m. or will reach its peak at 9:31 and finish at 10:41. People are advised to wear eclipse glasses as looking at it may damage your eyesight. The next full eclipse in the UK will not take place until 2090.
Thank you, Olivia. Now we have our local report.
With Eva and Miriam on peregrine falcons.
For the 13th year in a row, a pair of peregrine falcons have returned to nest on the roof of Nottingham Trent University. As breeding season begins, the birds have already laid 2 eggs on top of NTU's Newton building. The eggs were laid a little early in the year, causing concern for some experts for the welfare of the chicks.
Peregrine falcons are fascinating creatures, the fastest on the planet. Sorrel, a wildlife enthusiast, thinks that the birds' frequent visits are a great asset to the city. So Sorrel, what interests you about peregrine falcons?
Well, the fact that they are the fastest animal on the planet is so amazing, and that we've got them so close to Nottingham. And I love to observe their behaviour as they raise their chicks on the webcam.
Thank you, and back to the studio.
Thank you, Eva and Miriam. Now we have our lifestyle report.
With Tota and Amina on fast food chains.
We're here with your lifestyle update. Recent figures have shown that the average Brit spends around £1,320 a year on fast foods. So why is this happening?
It seems to be more convenient for working people to buy a quick tasty meal at low cost, but people don't seem to realise the consequences that come with it.
Some of which include excess salt and fat, leading to heart failure and even obesity. This impacts young children as they will not have the essential life skill of cooking.
Thank you, and back to the studio.
Thank you, Tota and Amina. Now we have our technology report.
With Anishka about e-readers.
Our society is now starting to revolve around technology. Did you know that if you were born after November the 19th, 2007, you have never known a world without Amazon Kindles? The first e-reader was created in 1998, but only recently have they seen a rise in popularity. Whilst a couple of years ago, libraries were solely a place to borrow plain, simple paper books, people can now read the latest titles on their e-readers at Fraser Coast Library branches. There are 20 Kobo e-readers currently, each containing one of 5 different genres with the top 10 best-selling books. They are available for loan for the region's library card holders. Are this generation surrounded by so much technology that soon e-readers could replace our books completely? Here is a short preview of an interview with Paula Rawsthorne, a Nottinghamshire-based young adult author. Let's see her views on e-readers. Your young adult books are really popular. Do you think most of your fans will be reading them on an e-reader or with a paper copy?
Well, it's interesting because I do a lot of school visits, which I love doing, and I do tend to ask, because I'm nosy, whether the students are reading in book form or e-reader, and almost always, vast majority, it's books. In my experience, I haven't met a lot of teens who have e-readers, and they give me reasons like they love, holding it and having it in their home. So it's interesting.
Knowing that, does that affect the way you write your books?
Not at all. The story comes first, the story and characters, and you just have to write what you want to write. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brilliant questions.
Thank you, Anishka. Now we have our entertainment report with Summer and Isla.
Hello and welcome to the Entertainment News Report. Over the past few years, there's been a shift in society to show people with disabilities in the media, providing positive role models for younger people with disabilities.
One particularly poignant example is Roy Frank Mitt, a 20-year-old actor who is most well known for playing Walter White Jr. in the hit TV series Breaking Bad, who has a severe case of cerebral palsy.
Mitt himself also has a mild form of cerebral palsy, and so he suffered bullying as a child.
However, he didn't let this stop him from achieving his goals, much like many other actors and TV personalities who are also managing to conquer the stigma surrounding their disabilities.
This change in the media is showing disabilities in a better light. We hope this will carry on in the future.
Thank you, and back to the studio.
Thank you, Summer and Isla.
Now we have our local school report with Sophie, Shivani and Rosie.
Thank you, and welcome to Your School News. Nottingham Girls High School is building a brand new eco-friendly performing arts centre. Mrs Gorham, the head of the school, and staff are collaborating with award-winning architect Mark Kachowski to produce a building of the future. The aim of the Performing Arts Centre is to help students reach their full potential in the arts and flourish in their creativity and confidence. The centre has many fantastic features, such as an extendable stage, practice rooms and professional lighting.
The school has had to raise £1.5 million and has also received funding from the DDST in order to afford the £9 million the school needs to complete the building. The building is being launched on Tuesday, 24th of March, accompanied by a performance from the school pupils. The play they've chosen to introduce the centre is The Wizard of Oz, and expectations are high because all tickets are sold out.
Girls from every year are participating and getting involved with promoting the Performing Arts Centre by appearing in this production and helping behind the scenes.
We're really looking forward to watching the play. Back to the studio.
Hello and welcome to Your School News. Today we have an exciting story on Here Come the Girls Careers Evening. NGHS girls from years 9 to 13 have the opportunity to speak to 46 organisations, businesses and universities to ask any questions they have. Some of the people who will be there are from industries such as law, accounting, business management, the armed forces, architecture, the NHS, the police, gap year opportunities and many more. Each representative will have a stand that girls and their parents can visit to be able to find out further details about the jobs. This way it is very individual and the other girls in particular can pick up contacts for work experience in future jobs. Thank you and back to the studio.
Thank you, Sophie, Rosie and Shivani. Now we have our sports report.
With Rachel and Kamal about the Six Nations and the Cricket World Cup.
Go.
Welcome to the sports news brought to you by NGHS. In the Cricket World Cup, New Zealand and India are on a roll, having won all of their matches. England are out of the quarterfinals, so our hopes of winning the Cricket World Cup have gone. Australia have improved, so there may be a chance of them winning, but it mainly lies with New Zealand and India. In rugby news, England, Ireland and Wales are the only teams left in the running for Six Nations champions, as they have all won 3 out of their 4 matches. Unfortunately, Scotland, France and Italy are out of the running as they haven't won enough matches. Thanks, and back to the studio.
Thank you, Rachel and Kamal.
Now we have our weather report with Daisy and Olivia.
Thank you. This is the 5-day forecast brought to you by NGHS. We have had a cloudy start to the day with mist and fog. However, as the day goes on, we will be seeing sunny spells. There will still be some mild windy periods and highs of 9 degrees C.
Going into tonight, we'll be seeing fairly mild weather and it should stay dry, but temperatures are set to drop down to a minimum of 2 degrees C.
Looking at Friday morning, we'll be having a misty start to the day. Towards the afternoon, it should brighten up. We'll be seeing highs of 12 degrees Celsius.
As for the rest of the week, we'll be seeing a cloudy day on Saturday. However, it should remain dry, but moving into Sunday there will be more sunny spells. However, on Monday there will be a high chance of rain and it will be becoming colder.
So get those coats and wellies on and take a walk while it's still nice and dry.
Have a lovely week.
And we hope the weather is right for you.
Back to the studio!
Thank you, Olivia and Daisy, for our 5-day forecast. Though unfortunately, it looks like tomorrow it's going to be cloudy for the solar eclipse.
Oh, what a shame, though it is typical British weather. But that is the end of our BBC School Report from Nottingham Girls High School.
Have a great day. Thank you and goodbye.